Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to Sandy Bay. We are exactly where we left off before. We're down at the animal dealer. We just picked up our sheep. We're going to take them back to the farm, and to get there, we're going to go not quite counterclockwise, but we're also not going to go down along the sea and take that right turn. There's sort of a middle path between the two. So let's get this turned back on, and I am going to need this for the time being till I learn my way around. Now here we go. And I can also tell you, unfortunately, I'm on a replacement gamepad. The stick drift on my Wildcat became unbearable. It was no good, and so I had to look around in the closet and find a controller until my good one, my new one, gets here. We got the loaner car. They gave us an old clapped-out Nissan Sentra. So, that's how it works. But you know what? In the grand scheme of things, there's a lot bigger problems that we could be having today than a dodgy gamepad. And in fact, this one it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not nearly as nice as that Wildcat. I've also got muscle memory as far as like where my thumbs fall. My muscle memory from many, many hours on that Wildcat, I keep reaching out for the thumbstick, and it's not where I think it will be. And we're also, I've noticed the sensitivity is a little bit different as far as driving. A little bit different between 19 and 17. I can't quite get it dialed. I typically keep the sensitivity down low and the dead zone's fairly tight. And that moment, please. You see that shadow right there? There seems to be a helicopter, which I'm told you can fly if you go into jump to trains, that you can actually fly that helicopter. I don't really want to. It's not back on the road here. It's not what I do when I'm farming. All right, John Law chasing somebody. Yep, I prefer farming when I farm. What else? I got a comment about the Farmer Andy calf mod, and apparently you need to buy milk when you have calves, and I don't know exactly what that's all about. I do apologize. I know it looks like I'm just a little bit of DUI activity right here, but I promise that's just me getting used to this gamepad. Yeah, you have to buy milk for your calves. We're not going to have any calves, any calves for at least the foreseeable future. We may at some point expand out, but for now I just want to focus on wool. But yeah, we'll explore that. And what was the other thing? I was told that this is also this map also has dynamic mud. Now I don't know how dynamic. I don't know if it changes from season to season or day to day. I don't know if it gets deep when it rains. Unknown. But I'm really liking this map so far, and I feel like this is the kind of map that I needed to sort of bring me back around to 19. I want to like 19. I've always wanted to like 19. Whoa. But with 17 being so good, and with the Western Shore coming out, and all those things put together, I wouldn't say that I've like drifted away from 19. I haven't lost interest in it. I guess I need it to sustain my interest, and I feel a map like this could definitely do that. It's a really good map, really good. I'm impressed with everything that I see so far, and it's got a lot of little details, like the mud, like the calf mod. We need to get past this thing before we see any traffic. I can tell you that it certainly seems that the detection trigger for AI traffic is directly in front of the vehicle. There have been a couple of times where I was carefully trying to make my way around a turn or turning from one road onto another, where I was sort of off the road that I was turning from, but not fully on the road that I was turning onto. And one of those tour buses came around the corner and just hit me from behind at top speed. They don't really slow down for turns. So before you make a turn, it may be a good idea to take a look behind you and see if there's any tour bus coming, and then I guess wait before you make your turn to essentially stop that tour bus, and then the two of you can make that turn together. But if one of them catches you as you're making your turn, they'll just plow right into you. And of course, physics in Farm Sim Ooh, fighting to stay on the road. Physics in Farm Sim being what it is, if you get hit by a tour bus, it'll knock you and your trailer and your tractor up into the hedge. It's a scene, man, a proper scene. But that has less to do with the map than it does with just the way Farm Sim is. Farm Sim physics, you know the joke. Wait, Farm Sim has physics? Yeah, not really. We do our best with it, but it's mostly about farming. It's not necessarily a driving sim. Right, so I think that's all I've got as far as the map itself, and we're going to get our sheep delivered, and then I'll buy the rest of the sheep that we get, at least for this first pasture. I'll buy the rest of those off camera, so we won't make any trips back there to pick up. And what else do we have planned today? We are going to feed our animals. We're going to get our water pipe set in the first pasture. We're going to feed our animals, and we're also going to get some lime started. We do have 2 arable fields, and we're going to keep those arable for the moment. I think we have enough grass. Well, between the bales that we bought, let's take a look and see where our gate is. Between the bales that we bought, 16 of them, and the grass field that we have, I'm not worried about feeding our sheep this first year. Okay, so here's our drop-off point. And this little pasture, this is going to be the first one we put our sheep into. Let's go ahead and get our water pipe set. And we do that. Customize. Certainly do. Do this with the mouse. So we want to haul this over here. And then rotate is going to be, not that. Rotate is going to be that one. Like so. And then we'll put this right about here. Get that nice and square. Right about there. And then select like so. And we'll do the same thing with this. Run out of room on my desk. All right. We will put this, say, right over here in the corner. Looks about right. And then confirm right there. And again, let's see how this looks. Could have been over a little bit more, but it's all, the entire spigot is over the trough. I'll take it. Not perfect, but I'll take it. There's a biplane flying. I just heard John Law roll by again. Running code, as they say. This is a very exciting little hamlet, I'll tell you what. Cops and robbers. Right, so we want to come back here, and then right through here. All right, we'll figure this out. And what was I saying before? Arable fields, right. We've got, I think, between the bales that we own and the grass that we can mow and bale, we certainly have enough to keep our sheep fed, so we can let those other 2 arable fields stay arable fields. We'll plant a cash crop in there. I imagine canola. I think canola ends up being the default because it's the first thing you can plant in the calendar year, and it's typically good money. And I think it just ends up being kind of a default. Let's do this. You can drive in a sheep pasture, can you not? Yeah, I would think that you can if you're careful. You know, if you're not digging little furrows, I would imagine that you can carefully make a loop in there. So what we'll do is we'll pull in, turn around, so we're pointed out, and then unload. All right, so we'll go in here. God, this controller, it's going to take a while to get used to. I almost don't want to, because within the next week or two, hopefully, depending on Amazon, we'll be on a new controller. All right, so very carefully come around like so. Back to the gate. We'll stay in the dialogue here. Yep. All right. So we're going to unfold this. Like so. Are we unfolding? Are we unfolding? Now we are. I would never have thought that I could forget where buttons are on a gamepad, but certainly can. All right. That one is open. Beautiful. And then we unload. And we are going to, let me see. Just double click these. All right, 14 of them. Confirm, they are unloaded. Fold this up again. Get this thing out of the way, and then we'll go grab a bale and bring it in here. Where are we at on time? 10 minutes. Perfect. All right. Get this out of the way. Right about here. Close our gate. Let's get some animals. Some animals. God. Should I just start again? This day, man. We'll get some water going. Not some animals. We'll get some water going. All right. So they have water now. Yeah, I think I'm just all... I'm all flustered. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in my world. My small world. There's a lot going on in the bigger world. Maybe we're all a little flustered. Where's a good place to put this? For now, yeah, we'll find homes for all this equipment. But for now, let's just stuff this over here. Like so. Engine off. Plenty big yard, too. I know Western Shore has a pretty compact yard. And it's different map makers, I know. But this is definitely... a lot more room to work with here. All right, get that up and out. Sneak right through here. Let's grab one bale. Over here. And you know, you always got to take the next strap off, even if it's not directly in contact with the bale that you want to move. You know, you got to take that next strap off as well. Right. About right. That's about right. And then right like so. Start with one. Even if they need two, we can at least get one in there so we know they're not starving. Not exactly centered, but I think we'll be okay. All right. And I would assume that there is a bale destroy trigger on the trough. Probably. Let's find out. Yep, gonna take a minute to get used to that. All right, let me see. Now in 19, we can partially destroy a bale, is that correct? 17 consumes the entire bale, and then it takes you over capacity. And I want to say in 19, you can end up with a bale just sort of perched on top of the trough, half consumed. Now that says 3917. Sir? Yep. As we suspected. So if we go to... It is in seasons now. So if we go to animals... wow. Sandy Bay sheep. Okay. So 1,000 liters. So it took about a quarter of that bale. And with the number that we have, that would be 3 bales per year. Okay. Okay, it's a good starting point. All right, let's get this out of here. And unfortunately, that bale, at least for the moment, is just going to sit right there. We are going to buy more animals off camera, so there's no point moving that. Not super realistic. No point moving that, because as we add more animals in there, the trough will gradually consume the rest of that bale. And by next episode, we should have, I would like to have about 50 sheep in there. Right, back here, close that, pardon me. All right, we'll get this parked up, 15 minutes, and we will get our lime spreader going. Next episode, we'll be getting those fields prepped. Probably not going to be seeding them. We'll have one more episode to go before we start seeding, but we can at least start getting them prepped. And I'm going to have some choices to make as far as equipment. I'm so used to using not necessarily the same equipment, but you're obviously more limited when you try to stay between 100 and 200 horsepower. There's a lot less equipment that you can use. And with it being a bigger map and extending out our horsepower limit a bit, we're going to have some additional choices to make as we have some additional equipment to choose from. So we'll figure that out, but there's already some cool stuff I'm thinking about using. And we'll take a walk through the yard here rather than tabbing. I hear a sound. What? Oh, there it is. Very nice. Very nice. What do we got? It looks like fertilizer. That's fertilizer. Fertilizer, is it not? This is fuel. No, I don't see an icon for it. And then over here, this could be herbicide. Might be. Water right there. Okay. Yep, plenty of room. Looks like grain storage right there. Bale sell point. Yep. I saw a very interesting comment. I got a comment from somebody saying they don't really agree with having bale sales on the farm, and so they remove it with the editor. Hey, that's totally cool. You know, you do you. And then I saw somebody else replying to them saying, no, that's realistic, because if you sell bales, whoever you sell them to comes and picks them up. You can deliver them, but that's typically not done. So that's realistic as well. Different ways of looking at the same problem, I guess. Very interesting. Oh, by the way, new tractor. Yep. I got a Claas 900 and leased the lime spreader here, the fert spreader. We may use this for fert after we use it for lime, but we're definitely going to start with lime. And then the other tractor we get, if we get a third, will be a John Deere. So yeah, we're going to spread the equipment out a little bit, something we have not done as much of as I would like to, but we're going to start doing it now. Right, so if we pull this over here, like so, open this, if I can find the button, there it is, open that, and our lime fill point is back here. Carefully. Get a trigger. Perhaps off to the side. I will definitely clean up all this stuff that we have just laying about everywhere. All right, start filling. Yes. Lime. Yes. And we want to go, this thing is not too thirsty. Let's go about halfway. We can always come back and put more in, but I don't want to put too much in, and then when you unload it, you end up with pallets of lime everywhere. So we'll go about 50%. Close that. Like so. All right. And I did find a back way around to our arable field, so we'll use that now rather than going out on the road. As much as possible, I prefer to stay off roads. I would do that in real life. This is not really a street vehicle, so as much as possible, stay on the smallest roads possible. All right, so right down here, this is a great map. Look at these sight lines. Little Ferris wheel over there spinning. I imagine that lighthouse lights up at night. We'll find out not too very long from now. This is great. Very, very cool map. All right, so we'll go down here. And to the left, carefully. Yeah, still not used to this controller. Gonna take a minute. Oh. And then right up here. Very narrow lanes as well. Even if we did want to go much more than 300, 350 for horsepower, I don't think we would physically be able to fit some of that equipment through here. And I believe that to be by design on the part of the map maker, and I completely approve. I much prefer this to carefully through the hedge. I much prefer this to either an unrealistic, wide open map, something like Goldcrest Valley, or was it Ravensport? Yeah, I found that to be almost cartoony, way too open, just not enough challenges moving around the map. Or something realistic like Lone Oak, which is in that big sort of Canadian or Australian or American style, where you just have all the room in the world to maneuver. But I just find this to be more fun. Where do you want to start here? I think we've got a north-south down here. Oh no, we can just use this. There's an east-west right here that we're already on. Yeah, let's just use this as our first length east to west. 22 minutes. We'll do a few lengths just to get started, and then I will go ahead and finish off camera. Right, so we come right about here, like so. And we want one of those, and then one of those. Let's try this. That's better. All right, so we'll back this up. Start from the corner. Right there. Here we go. And we can, let's see, slow cruise control speed down. Not quite that far. Let's go right about there. How are we doing on consumption? Yeah, we're barely using any lime. I don't think we even needed to put 50% in there. We could have gone less and still had enough. That's okay. It's okay. We got two big fields, and we'll just take the rest out as pallets and box it up. All right. So right over here. Turn that off. Back around here. We'll do this length and call it. But that'll at least give us an indication of how long it will take to do this field, not long at all, and how much lime we'll need for both. All right, there. There we are. Okay, cool. I'll get these done. I'll get the lime thrown in off camera. Next episode, we will start cultivating or subsoiling these fields. And we'll also continue to expand our sheep operation. We'll need to get some fertilizer on those grass fields straight away so we have a nice fat yield later in the year. Okay, cool. It's all coming together. Really liking this map so far. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Get to the end of this row. And there we are. Beautiful. Folks, thanks for stopping by to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is, I almost said the Western Shore again. This is Sandy Bay. We'll see you next time. Take care.